4th Sustainable Development Conference with the theme Beyond Pandemic, Leave No One Behind. We are really excited to partner with IDRC in bringing you some of our emerging findings from the research which we have conducted. And the title of the research is actually the same as the title of today's panel discussion, which is Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Amid COVID-19, Assessment of Loss, Relief, Recovery Policies, Coping Strategies, and Way Forward. Just to give a brief introduction to colleagues who would be joining me today. First would be Dr. Anindya Chatterjee, who is Regional Director Asia at IDRC. Dr. Chatterjee is based in New Delhi. He has provided leadership in research management, policy and program development in area of global health and development. He has formerly worked with the United Nations development agencies and research agencies, government authorities, and non-governmental organizations. We will also be joined by Mr. Knut Ostbye, who is Resident Director, UNDP. I'll just follow up with his introduction in just a while. I think due to traffic, he's been stuck, but he should be joining us. We have with us Mr. Umar Bhatti, who's an international development analyst. Umar has served Ministry of Commerce in various positions, looking after WTO affairs and export regulation, a very keen observer of SME issues in Pakistan. Umar has also served in permanent mission of Pakistan in Geneva as WTO mission officer. And prior to joining the government service, he has remained an economic staff reporter and covered the beat of energy sector and economy in Pakistan. If I can ask all to mute their mics. Your mic. So we do have a, we are carrying this through this Zoom link, but we are also live on the Sustainable Development Television as well as on the Facebook. So just in terms of providing you a bit of a run through of our format for the next couple of minutes, there is going to be a technical presentation on some of our emerging findings. But before that, we will be requesting Dr. Chatterjee for welcome remarks. This will be followed by the technical presentation. And after that, I'll be asking our guest of honor, who is Resident Director UNDP, for his input. And then we will have the two discussants, which is Mr. Umar Bhatti, and very soon we'll also be joined by Dr. Nadia Tahir from the Arid Agriculture University. So without ado, maybe if I can request Dr. Anindya Chatterjee, Research Director Asia, IDRC, for his welcome remarks, please.
Thank you, Waqar, and good afternoon, friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Normally, you know, in other years, we would be in Islamabad for this event. We always attended, but this is special times. And this is defining what we will do in development in the decades to come. We all know we have at least 265 million confirmed COVID cases globally, 5 million deaths, an estimated up to $4 trillion loss in the global GDP in 2 years. And we will pick up the pieces for a long time. In IDRC, as you know, we are a research organization, research support organization, and we have had long-term relationship with SDPI, and we always have done some interesting work. And this work is part of part of our COVID portfolio. And I'll briefly talk about it, that may help us to set the context for today's conversation today. COVID also has badly exposed and deepened inequalities worldwide. Within countries, between the vulnerable populations and the rest, and between countries and the regions. And in IDRC, we were quick to respond. We have invested over $55 million in research projects in more than 65 countries, including in Asia, in Pakistan, but also in other parts of Asia, regionally in Bangladesh, in Cambodia, Myanmar, and Vietnam, and so forth. And our research portfolio looks at health, of course, COVID initiative on health systems, but particularly looking at health of refugees and vulnerable populations, for example, among the Rohingyas in the refugee camps of Bangladesh. COVID response for equity, and there I'll talk a little bit more about that. Food and nutrition security response. SBI, as you know, has developed a food security dashboard, which is part of the broader project, and food systems work at COVID is an important area of the work, and to look at how COVID has disrupted supply chains and impacted food security across the board. And then finally, we have a program on artificial intelligence for COVID response. Going to our research portfolio on informal sector, COVID recovery in the informal sector, and small medium enterprise sector. Our early findings from these projects are clearly showing that its impact on informal workers, domestic